Hey guys, how's it? How's it? This is Richie Rich here, once again, on this Christmas Day. First of all, I'd like to wish you guys all a very, very Merry Christmas. It's Jesus' birthday. But here in Vancouver, it's never really a white Christmas. It's usually this gray, dreary, showery kind of day. But that's neither here or there. Finally, we're gonna take a look at my 1993 Toyota Supra SZ80. It is a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder 3-liter with the 4-speed automatic transmission. Now this is, if you take a look at the beautiful front end, it's so cute, it's always smiling. This is when Japan was at its peak in terms of economic power. It was booming. They were making the greatest electronics of all time, both in the music industry, the film industry, and cars. They were exporting cars like unlike ever before. And this was built during that incredible boom. This was actually designed in the late 80s, along with other legendary 90s cars that we think was designed in the 90s, like the Z32 300ZX, the Honda NSX, which is actually designed by Nissan, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT, the FD-RX-7. Those were all designed in the late 80s when Japan was at its boom. Now this Toyota Mark IV generation was their way of reviving the 2000 GT, the $1 million Toyota nowadays. And you could definitely see it in its design cues here. So in fact, let's go take a look at the side here quickly. So if you look at the 2000 GT, the windows is pretty much the same shape, the way this curves up like this and bends like that. Very, very similar design, as well as the really wide fender flare right here, along with how the edge tapers off like that, and just the way the front end is drooping down like that is very reminiscent of the 2000 GT. It's kind of like the new AE86. In my opinion, they don't really look alike at all. If you really want to make it look alike, you have to have the pop-up headlights, but just nowadays you can't really do that because of the safety and DOT concerns. So anyway, but hey guys, let's take a look at the back. The back of the Toyota Supra. Quite arguably one of the most beautifully designed rear ends of all time. A lot of people say that actually, and I agree. It is just really simple, but at the same time, you know, full of emotion. Like, this factory spoiler is quite possibly one of the most outlandish factory spoilers that you could have gotten. You usually see these in the aftermarket, but Toyota said, nope, this is the way it's gonna be. And let's take a look at the trunk space. So the key insert is right here. Just open it. Now, because I like my car audio, there is a beautiful Alpine 10-inch subwoofer right here. That takes 99% of my trunk space, so that's all right with me. But for being a 2+2 sports car, the space here is very, very adequate. Obviously, you got my folding chair, because what kind of self-respecting car guy cruises around without a folding chair? So at any scenic location or a car meet, you can just go like this. Okay. All right, guys, so we are in the interior of my Supra. This is, remember, a 1993, so this has the Series 1 steering wheel, Series 1 dashboard, and everything like that, which is just the most aircraft jet pilot Top Gun style dashboard that I've ever seen, and that makes you feel like you're just flying your own aircraft in your own cockpit. Just the way everything here is driver focused. The buttons, obviously, if you take a look at the aircraft dashboards, it really doesn't have these gauges, obviously, but these here, they're squared off. They have lights on the top, all reminiscent of aircraft technology. Even the steering wheel looks like it's from, let me just turn on the car right here. The steering wheel looks like an aircraft steering wheel. It's kind of like the space age when people designed radios and clock radios and record players. They all designed it like UFO style. We don't really know what UFO style looks like, but this one right here, just the way it looks, I feel like I'm driving or like flying an aircraft. You got your fuel gauge right here, coolant temperature gauge, RPM gauge right in the middle. The triangle is just a umbrella panic kind of notification that just tells me the door is open. It doesn't have a door open indication. It's actually just this one. Speedometer right here, and these vents that look like turbines, and when you close them, they have this really cool flap mechanism. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can see it better here. When you close it, it kind of does that flap inside. It goes like a butterfly effect. You know what I'm saying? Remember how I said that this was indeed a 2+2 car? Well, as what Jeremy Clarkson would say, God has not yet created a creature to properly fit into these back seats. So let me just demonstrate it right here. And keep in mind, I am not a very tall guy, but oh yes, I fit like a sardine. And this is with the seat back. Like, I can't imagine, like, even though the seat is all the front, yeah, nobody can sit at the front here with the seat like that. They have to move it back here. And I think oh man, yeah, I'm stuck in here with the head on the ceiling. After a while, I think I'd go crazy. Look, there's even a hook right here for, when you go to your dry cleaners and when you pick up your suit because you're going to the bar afterwards back in those days.
And there it is, guys. The 2JZA80. Completely stock, right down to the intake, to the battery connection. The only thing that you could probably notice that's aftermarket
Is this thick gauged subwoofer wire with inline fuse. But apart from that, it is 100% stock. This gets amazing fuel economy, honestly speaking. I daily drove this back in 2019 and I got 400 kilometers per tank city. Okay, this takes 91 because it's an NA from Japan. You have to put 91, and it is, in my opinion, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Toyota engines ever made. They are just incredibly reliable, overbuilt, easy to work on. Everything is just full access. Look, you could even unloosen the oil filter from here. Everything is just with just ease of maintenance. Like, look at power steering right here, engine oil and transmission oil right beside it. And last but definitely not least, guys, are my 3-spoke wheels by Vogue Racing. These are called Rays C Ultra. These are 17x9 rear and 17x8 in the front. They're staggered setup, and these are genuine from the 1990s. In fact date stamped 1995 on each of these wheels. That's the thing with the 90s cars, such as this legendary Supra. I like to modify it using period correct modifications. So one of those was the 3-spoke wheels. They're pretty controversial. People either hate it or love it, but me, I die for it, you know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching once again. My name is Richie Rich, and I'd like to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And because this is a 1990s car, I like to end off on a bang with a 1990s hit.
I got a new life, you would hardly recognize.